Hello, this is Super 3 Boy from Nistic.com, and today I'm going to teach you a little about Subsurf. Now, you can always go to Nistic.com to view the latest tutorials, and now I'm adding a feature where you can download the blend file that I used in any specific tutorial. Just go to the categories in the right, and then you can view the archive, and if you have videos for all the tutorials I have so far. And for this one, I'm going to also accompany the blend file. So now I have Blender open, and so I'm going to go to that, and we're going to start our tutorial. Now, of course, you already know from the other tutorials, when we open up Blender, there's a default cube in the center of the screen. Now, what I'm going to start off by doing is going to View, and then going into Front Mode. And then I'm going to add a couple more objects. Remember, we can always click where we want to put the object and then hit space to add a new add mesh object. So we'll do things, let's add a UV sphere and just use the default segments, default rings. Okay, we have that. Then remember, we want to get out of that. We want to just go to object mode. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to click over here to the left, hit space, mesh, select something else. Let's do monkey. Okay, we're going to want to get out of edit mode, so hit tab. And let's just add in one more object here, mesh. Let's try icosphere, subdivisions 2. Okay. Exit out of that. Okay, so right now we have 4 objects, and we're going to try some subsurfing on them. So right now, that last object I added is selected, sort of like a sphere. Now, if it's not selected, you can select it by hitting a right click. You can select any one of these objects with a right click, like that. Selecting objects. So, like, let's say if I had the monkey selected, I could hit the G key and I could move him around or whatever. And then I'm left clicking to stop that process, or I could right click on the cube and it's selected, hit the G key and just move it around. Okay, so let's select that sphere again. Let's go down here to the bottom where you see this little panel. Now, if it doesn't look like this at the bottom, you're going to have to change it down here. You're going to want the buttons window, if it's not at that already. So, go down here and click Add Modifier, and we want to go up to Subsurf. Click on that. Notice the difference? It sort of smoothed the sphere that we were looking at. If we increase this by 1, you can see it got a little smoother and smoother. Now, you can make this as smooth as you want, but you don't want to smooth it too much because it's going to be taxing on your processor and the whole program could crash. But you can set the levels you want to see it in here, and then the levels for the actual render, so it look exactly the same in the render, but plus lighting and all that stuff. So you could do something like put it at 1, but you want it really nice and round when you actually render it and make your final product. So let's go to the monkey head now. Just select that, and let's try some subsurfing on that. So add modifier, subsurf. Got smoother. Add another layer, got even smoother. Even smoother. That's pretty smooth right there. So, look around it. It's all over. It smooths out the faces on the monkey. Zooming in with Alt and Control, and then left clicking and dragging in or out. And so, just look around there. So I'll just keep it in this view right here, and then I'm going to select the cube. And add modifier, subsurf. Now that the cube's turning into somewhat of a sphere, let's add a couple more levels to that. Yep, there we go. Subsurf is basically just shining everything up, making more faces, and smoothing everything out. And it's a very useful feature in a lot of 3D modelers and CGI and stuff like that. So let's take our last object, just add a subsurf. Let's up the levels and see it's pretty shiny and all. So I think that should help you get just a little hang of what Subsurf does. So I'm just going to conclude this tutorial by going into camera view, making sure we can see everything in the render window. Looks just about right. And then I'm going to render this, see how it looks. Render current frame. And you can see all our smooth out objects. Here's the monkey head, that's all smoothed out. That was our sphere. That was really blocky sphere at first, but we added a bunch of levels and now it's pretty smooth. And then this is really smooth. So whenever you have something that looks a little blocky, just use Subsurf and it'll make it look a lot better. Okay, well, thanks for watching this tutorial and I hope to see you again.